Right on.
That was a lot of fun.
Miniature schnauzers. You think they'd make them bigger? Is Fred Willard the best thing in this movie? Yes or yes?
Actually, you know, I was bracketing this, and actually, I think he's the worst thing in this.
Are you fucking crazy?
No, seriously. No, hear me out. Hear me out. I think that his patter, his kind of like telling just endless, droll, kind of gross jokes over and over, that's his shtick. Because as he's the announcer, he's kind of doing that. It drew me out of the movie every time because you can tell he's obviously improvising or something close to that.
The whole movie is improvised.
No, hold on, but there's good improv and there's obvious improv and there's bad improv. I thought his improv, because he was an announcer and the straight man always like rolling his eyes until he fell out of his head. That's the weakest part of the film for me, weirdly enough.
Well,
I think there
was some good stuff.
Tad, are you speaking? Tad, are you speaking? And your mic is turned
off. I was trying not to reach through and strangle me. Actually,
right.
No, I want to back up Scott. I do think Fred Willard, right? That's his name.
Yeah.
He's very, very funny always, and he's very funny
not in this one.
But he's going against the grain in a way that I think it's funny that Scott picked up on that, because I've always kind of thought that too. Not that he's bad or doesn't belong, but I thought he's just not doing what everyone else is doing.
Not in tune.
I know that's the point, but
he wasn't in tune with the film. It was just.
But if you notice, he kind of always plays that character, like in A Mighty Wind, where I actually think he's funnier than here, even though I think this is the better film. Because I can't ever forget, hey, what happened? Like, that's just the funniest fucking thing in the world to me is when he does that shit. But he's the same character.
My reaction,
hype guy, like weirdo guy.
My reaction was exactly Scott's this time with Fred Willard, which was like, for the love of God, shut up.
Yeah, pretty much.
That poor guy that was sitting there with him that had to say something back.
Yeah. I know.
Well, you think they would. What do you think? I used to, but his voice,
How much?
I love his voice. I love his voice.
He's great at that thing that he's doing. It's just, yeah.
I laughed every fucking time.
Okay.
Well,
like I said last week, I think this movie is Guest's best movie so far. I think A Mighty Wind is too realistic.
Yeah, I agree.
And
then for your consideration of whatever it was called was also not funny enough for me.
Yeah, it just wasn't very good. But like I said in the chat,
I got some lightning.
Jane Lynch and Michael, what's his name, are
Michael McKean.
No, the other guy.
I know this guy. I actually know a couple of these.
No, that couple was wonderful.
But those two in particular, and I don't. It's a coincidence that the two that are playing gay people. That's just a coincidence. I just think that they are so. It's scary good. It's scary in a way that
the scene where they're watching TV. And he's like, "Oh, I have to go get the dog and show him."
Yeah, and show him. That's your competition.
And then they kiss, and he's like,
yes.
Rhapsody has two mommies.
That scene was great because it was all silent and long shot, and it was like you picked it up. It was great.
But this was kind of before the whole, because yes, we all know that guy Chris, and the guy that makes everything about a sexual innuendo, and you're just like, can you fucking not? But every single thing,
and they don't have to
is
be
a sexual
gay
innuendo.
There's fucking straight dudes who do that shit too, and
there is everybody. They're just people who do that.
Right.
He does that in a way that is just so how you would really hear it in real life. You know what I mean?
When he's like shillelaghs and bratwurst paging Dr. Freud.
Yeah, exactly. Those guys had great lines. I love.
They're all. That's going to be this much. He's all talk to daddy. Like it's like I'm not paying for anything. Like
exactly.
I have to bring up Fred Willard's character in this movie is based on Joe Gagninola, who was an actual professional baseball player who they got to be the second chair commentator on the Westminster Dog Show for years. And he was exactly like this.
Okay.
This was what watching Westminster was like, because there would just be the dumbest person who's ever lived sitting next to a guy who actually knew what he was talking about.
Yep.
And And it's so goddamn funny to listen to Fred Willard do that because guest
Where's he touching
said,
there?
Yes, yeah.
Guest specifically said, do not learn anything about dog shows.
Right.
Do not like sit
But the
here,
other guy learned everything about
everything
dogs.
about dog shows.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like,
which made the whole thing, unfortunately, a kind of a thin gag. It's like that's the joke is he's mouthing off, and the other guy knows everything's going on. And it's just like the dynamic is just flat, I thought.
but again, it's based on like one of my favorite moments in the movie is when he's like, I don't think I would like getting poked and prodded that much. I tell my proctologist, hey, you should take me out to dinner.
Right.
And the other guy goes, yeah, you said that last year.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
He's
You could
recycling jokes, dude.
right. You
Uh-huh.
could tell that he's been sitting through this for years.
Yeah, well,
And
yeah.
he's just like, oh God, he's just gonna keep
I got to do
saying
another
this shit.
6 hours with this fucking guy today.
Well,
Right.
okay. If there's a background to this, or this trying to be imitation something that happened in real life,
But I
that's
think-
great. But if it's not on the screen, it doesn't matter because.
But I'm glad that I'm
Yeah.
glad you and John pointed out, Scott, because I think, and not to put words in your mouth, but what's sort of in my brain is that like that humor is not on the level as the rest of the humor
Yeah, right.
of the film.
No, I thought this was interesting. I thought about you when I was watching this, Jared, because there's like each dog, of course, has an owner, and each owner is doing a different kind of improv style comedy, and some of them are really good. Christopher Guest was great in this.
I immediately got on an LL flight and flew to Haifa. So
Yeah, exactly. That was insane.
What happened to the dog?
Yeah, but either way, it was so cool because he's kind of like the most normal with big quotes in person in this film, and he was funny as shit because
he's so funny.
It's all a matter of how you style the comedy. You know what I mean? And I thought that he was great. I thought Parker Posey was.
I thought Parker Posey was
That
good.
was
Couple
fucking
is
painful.
so good.
I hate
when
it.
he's like,
no, they're so fucking fantastic.
But hold on, I'm
they're
throwing in my own personal bias here because I'm not a big fan of cringe comedy, and that was just 100,000% cringe.
They're always 1 inch away from snapping.
Yep.
And the times that they snap at people
Dude,
are so fucking funny.
The best is like literally before they cut to him and they're about ready to go on the show, and he's like, "You don't look at them; they're losers. You look at me." When he's like doing his fucking dog.
What happened to that dog?
That's what I mean. So, like, can we go actually?
That dog is dead.
Yeah,
They had that.
They Christy gnomed that dog. I'm pretty.
They
sure.
sent that dog to a kill shelter and then got the
fucking bus so hard.
Everyone's so good in this.
Oh my God, that scene, the scene where she's trying to find the fucking
Busy bee.
the busy bee.
Uh-huh.
And
dude, the worker at the store was so good.
Yeah.
Well, getting chewed out by the maid was really fun because I've seen her in a couple things too.
That whole everything from the beginning of that scene and the two of them fighting at the dog show through her going back to the hotel room and the manager coming in. Who's my favorite character in?
Hotel manager.
Ed
Begley Jr.
Ed Begley Jr. Yeah. And then her going off on the maid, and the maid being like, "I'm from Trenton," like, and then
did you pick up that Ed Begley is doing the same character from Spinal Tap?
Well, not only is he doing the same character from Spinal Tap, he
same
is
hotel.
Talking about Spinal Tap being in
the hotel. We had this rock band here.
Yeah, you can't tell.
Apparently
they didn't know there was a bathroom in the room.
Exactly. That was great. And also, it was
this is good for getting the smell of charred goat out of the
never
drapes.
By the way, I met Ed Begley Jr. last year at the festival in Healdsburg, and he saw my short film Relationship Goals, and he came out and he said the nicest words to me. Like, he was just like, "That was fantastic. That was so funny."
He seems like a wonderful guy.
He's a really nice guy.
The Simpsons joke where Ed Begley Jr. drives around in a car that's powered by his own
that's right,
self-content.
That's
good.
He's
the nicest dude you'll ever meet.
I'm sure.
He really
I'm
is.
sure. Oh, but also the Catherine O'Hara and that couple.
Levy.
Well, the thing is,
Yeah.
I think the film's set up to be kind of like mocking them a bit because she's like the village pump and he's like he has two left feet and is a weird kind of like he's kind of cucked the entire time. But man, there's a sweetness to them. They were
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
and the
because
thing is,
love each other.
it totally
she
comes out at the end.
loves him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly just
She loves
plain old
him.
loves him, and it's like it's so fun to. That's why I like that character so much because there's real affection there, even though it's interrupted by everything that ever happened in her past.
Yeah.
But
Constantly.
she has a lot of love to give. Let's just put it that way. So it's like,
Oh my
but there's and they
God.
won
Good.
too, which is fantastic.
Well, and also,
Mhm.
Winky is the cutest dog.
Oh
A
my God.
Norfolk Terrier,
Norwich.
Norwich Terrier. That's right. It's adorable. Yeah, the cutest little dog in the world.
Kind of built like a capybara.
yeah, a little bit.
Mhm.
No,
Toto.
no
It's
neck.
like
But when they're
old
showing the
Toto.
dog, I was like, see this face? This is a face that wins contests. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. That's a damn cute dog. And there were some cool
I know.
dogs in this
And
movie.
it's the only dog that you see win before the show
Right.
and then wins at the end. And I just think that's a great little bookend
Yeah.
on it.
And I love that they had, because if you ever catch real dog shows on TV, which we all
Oh,
have
yeah.
for like 5 minutes,
Uh-huh.
those
5
over
minutes.
well, I don't I mean
Hours.
just a little bit, but
I've watched them start to finish.
Hours.
but those overweight middle-aged women that run really quickly with their
Uh-huh.
dog, I mean that's
Uh-huh.
exactly right.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
exactly-
it looks like a real
Nailed that.
dog show. There's no
It's
doubt
God,
about
the
it.
part
1000%.
where she's walking out at the end to
Uh-huh.
get to him and her knee keeps
Oh,
flopping
yeah.
out to the side.
I mean, that's O'Hara, right? She's just
Right.
She's just great.
I love her so much, and this was. I don't even know that this is the best thing she's ever been in. I think that might be Schitt's Creek for me, but
Oh, okay.
I loved her in every fucking movie she ever made.
Yeah, she's always the best
Made everything
person.
better.
Yeah, she always eyes on her every time she's on
The
screen.
whole scene,
brings
the
it.
whole scene where she falls down and her knees fucked up and they're like, no, you have to walk the dog, you have to go out and show the dog, and he's
Right.
like, I what, no, I don't. And then like Jane Lynch is like taking the fucking
Just putting it on his
number
arm.
and like just putting it on his arm, and it's
Uh-huh.
You're
no,
gonna be
we'll
fine,
take
you're
care,
gonna be fine,
we'll
you're gonna
take
be
care
fine.
of
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
it's fine, like,
I'm
God
still gonna
damn.
win this now.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's a community thing, which is kind of nice too. Which is like,
Yeah.
yeah, dog shows are weird, but there's definitely people there who kind of live and thrive and support each other. It's kind of fun, and there's a lot of this about this film I liked. I just think that the way it approached comedy was uneven in terms of like, I think thought some stuff worked really well, some stuff didn't work very well. That's all. You know.
I saw this movie in the theater when
Yep.
it came out,
Yep.
and
Oh, first time for me.
and I literally don't think I've ever laughed as much at a movie as I laughed at this
For
in the
fucking
theater.
sure.
Like there are so many just tiny moments in this movie where it's like, Harlan Pepper, if you keep naming nuts, you're gonna turn into a nut. Like,
I laughed so fucking
Yes.
hard at this, and
Macadamia nut, that's the one that
I'm
really
waking
got
my
him.
wife up.
it's gonna really set her up the wall.
That
Yeah.
just drove her crazy.
And
if
then
you-
when you find out the outline for this movie was literally 14 pages.
Oh, that makes
16.
sense.
16.
Everybody else
you-
is like, this is the
This is the movie.
Go.
The rest is you. Go. Exactly.
Go.
Well,
you see how if you
They shot
if you
60 hours of this, and goddamn would I like to watch all 60
which is
hours
why it
of
was shot in
Editing it
16
must have been
millimeter. That's
hard,
why I shot
yeah.
in 16 to kind of match Spinal Tap and a documentary feel. Well, it's a mockumentary, right? So it's
Mhm.
like that's a whole different thing. So yeah, it actually looked like a real, but that's
it was cool to see Guest create this character from Guffman, because if you saw Guffman and how different those
Yeah.
characters are, for
Very
him to
different.
be this drawl,
Uh-huh.
southern guy,
yeah. He felt like he was challenging himself to do something different.
like it was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
We go honky tonkin' down in
Scott, I'm kind of
Louisiana.
in your camp. I'm kind of in your camp, Scott.
Mhm.
I had
Yes.
seen it before, and
Uh-huh.
much like Gilliam's Brazil that we just talked about,
Uh-huh.
it was like I had memories of it, and I remember really, really liking it in the
Uh-huh.
theater. And maybe it's just that I've seen so much comedy like this, including other Christopher Guest movies since this time, that it kind of was diminished for me rewatching it this time. I just didn't laugh very much at
There's
any
so
of
little.
it.
There's so little comedy that holds up for me
This is
and
one of
this
them.
absolutely holds
Well,
up.
yeah.
I think maybe I
for
didn't
you.
laugh.
This,
Not
Tropic
for me.
Thunder, and Flirting with Disaster.
But I think like you don't
in-
laugh out loud almost at this. This is sort of an internal
It's dry.
laugh.
It's dry.
Yeah.
Oh, I laugh. I
And it's a
cackle.
thing. Yeah, I get it. It's like these actors are taking characters and they're improving the scenes and stuff.
Fuck's
But
sake.
it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's like Christopher Guest didn't do himself any favors, I think, casting himself in that role, because to me he was the least
Jennifer
interesting.
Coolidge.
Everybody else had a secret layer that was revealed, and he was
Yeah,
just
I guess
this.
he was
Like he was the most boring
country-
character, which I think
yeah.
you're in danger of just being boring. And
Well,
that
he's-
nut thing where he's just naming the nuts. I remember wanting to get out of my chair at the theater.
Why? That's
I remember
That
the
should
first
be
time
on
I
the
liked
cutting
it.
room floor.
I
That's
liked
not
it.
funny. It's just
Yes,
boring.
it is.
That's funny.
Because
That
it
shit is funny.
continues. It continues the character from the scene where he's naming
The reason-
all of the fucking fly fishing.
Well, see,
lures.
his
Yeah.
joke. No, his character is that, John. The joke is that he is the most boring fucking person in the world,
I was bored.
and that's the funny thing because like when
Okay.
he's well, remember when he's talking to the couple at the party, and he's just boring the fucking shit out of him, and finally the guy says, "Is that LL Bean?"
Elvie, yeah.
Because all he cares about are dumb labels of
Catalog.
like
Right.
middle.
So lucky to be born in the time of catalogs.
Yeah, right.
Apparently, Christopher Guest wrote down catalog people like
Yeah.
a decade before he made this movie,
Sure.
and just had that post-it up on his wall for
Uh-huh.
years.
Catalog people. Also, Jennifer Coolidge.
This is the first time I remember going,
was
"Who is
really
that?"
good in. She was
Right.
good. The thing is, it's the same performance she always gives, but she plays
Mhm.
herself really well in this.
No,
So
and
she
it's
might do
not.
good.
It's not her. This is not her playing herself.
Well, it's a persona, whatever.
Playing a woman
Uh,
who she met early on in
Oh,
her life
wow.
when she moved to LA,
uh-huh.
and so yes, she does.
But she's
play this
always
character
kind of she's always kind of I agree with Scott, but
Mhm.
I think what makes her work and often is the script and the direction. Like
Yeah.
it's the scenario or circumstances that she is in, her character
Well,
is in.
I hate how much Jane Lynch became the sort of like face of a bunch of comedies after this.
Mhm.
And it's like, no, you need her to be as restrained as she is in this
Mhm.
movie.
Mhm.
she's
'Cause-
so
True.
Yeah,
That-
like
Think
if you
about a
compare what
40-year-old
she's doing,
person.
if you compare what she's doing in this movie to like what she does in Glee,
Right.
which is just so cranked over the top.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Yeah.
Every scene, it's just if she had a mustache, she'd be twirling it. This is so nuanced and nice.
She's
Yeah, yeah.
so good at
Yeah.
that role. And
Yeah.
like when she steps outside of what you kind of expect of the character, it's really funny.
Oh yeah, she was great.
Like when they get to American Bitch at the end of the movie,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
like-
great.
and you just see her like, with the eyepiece looking at the photos,
Uh-huh.
and then the two of them sitting there and with the magazine covers behind them and stuff like that. Like it's just so good.
Yeah.
And like to me, that's the thing that will always work about this movie is I feel like they end with all of these characters in such a perfect spot
Yeah.
because they're all doing the thing that they should be.
Calendar.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah,
I think
the
that
fucking calendar.
I almost
the-
think more
That was
the-
great.
The first time you see them sitting together and she's talking about how she's our handler, she lives here with us. Like
Mr.
it's actually
Discipline.
it's
And then you
actually
get
it's
the
actually
big
right from the
behind
get-go
shot.
how good they are, because literally the subtext there, and I wouldn't be surprised if Guest was like, you two are fucking,
Right.
don't show us that.
Yeah.
Right, right.
And
yeah, that's
you
the whole
see
thing.
that immediately. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
like because they're like, well, she's the one that like she's the disciplinarian, but she's the beauty queen. It's like they're like, okay, these people are obviously in love, and like
Yeah.
they're trying to hide it, but they can't.
Well, yeah, the code is so interesting.
She calls Jane Lynch Mr. Discipline in
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's like-
Yeah, the coda was great because it was that's the part where the scripting came in, because there was definitely just desserts for everybody, good or bad.
Yeah.
Right.
And that was kind of fun to watch. It's like,
Well, and
yeah,
I love
the wine
I
runner
love-
disappeared, and like these guys got together
Poor
quietly.
dog.
well, and
Not the dog's fault.
the two of them,
No.
and the conversation that they're having with the psychiatrist,
Okay.
and they're like, oh well, he doesn't care when we have sex. In fact, he watches.
He likes
and,
it. He likes to watch.
And then it cuts to
And
the
he's just
dog humping
humping
his
his
leg.
leg.
I'll help them relax a bit.
So
And I think that's a, is that a pug?
Maybe they'll get
Oh
their
my
braces
God. Yeah, it's a
off
pug.
after
Pug,
that.
yeah, it's a pug.
Huh?
Yeah, it's a pug.
Smash
I
cut to
love
credits.
pugs.
10 stars, no notes.
Yeah, agree. I agree with
I'd like.
Chris.
Can I do like a superimposition of like thumbs up and down? Because a lot of it I like, a lot of it I didn't.
Why do you guys hate fun?
Because I do.
I didn't have as much fun as I'd hoped.
Yeah,
I
there it
It was-
still like it. It
was okay.
It's great.
I love this movie. This
fucking movie.
is
There, yeah.
in my top 10 and will remain in my top
is. I
10.
gotta let the dog
Not my
get her
top
out
10, but I
Everybody
do give it a
else.
strong thumbs up.